Imagine Forest City, a city rising from the sea on 4 artificial islands between Malaysia and Singapore. The vision was a green utopia, a $100 billion project designed as a marvel of modern engineering. Southeast Asia's answer to Dubai, promising luxury and innovation. Developers painted a picture of a vibrant city for nearly 1 million people. Promotional videos showed futuristic towers with vertical gardens, world-class golf courses, and international schools. A smart city with cutting-edge technology. The target: affluent Chinese investors seeking a tropical paradise. But what happens when the people don't come? Today, I'm in Johor, Malaysia, on the edge of that dream. The city feels hollow, a beautiful stage waiting for actors who never showed up. The dream is visible, haunted by silence. Walking through Forest City today feels like stepping into a science fiction movie. The scale is immense. Towering residential blocks stretch towards the sky. The sheer number of apartments is staggering, with thousands of balconies. Yet, most of those balconies are empty, and most of the windows are dark, even at night. It's a city built for 700,000 souls, yet home to fewer than 10,000. The silence here is the first thing that strikes you. You can stand in the middle of a 6-lane road and hear nothing but the gentle sea breeze. It's a peace that is at once beautiful and deeply eerie. It's a dream that nobody woke up from, a vision of the future that seems to have been paused indefinitely. The infrastructure is all here, but the storefronts are shuttered. Even the international school feels more like a monument than a living institution. It's a city in suspended animation. The reality is starkly different. Why did a project with so much money turn into what many now call a modern ghost town? So what went wrong? How does a $100 billion dream turn into a cautionary tale? The answer is a perfect storm of political, economic, and social factors. The project relied on investment from mainland China. Strict capital controls choked off the pipeline of buyers. Then came the global pandemic. COVID brought the world to a standstill and exacerbated the city's isolation. The apartments were too expensive for most Malaysians. It was seen as a foreign enclave with little to offer the local community. Rental prices have plummeted. This is the ultimate paradox of Forest City. You might be the only person living on your entire floor. The question is, would you live here now? To understand Forest City, you have to understand the sheer audacity of its original vision. This wasn't just another real estate development. It was conceived as nation building on a private scale with a price tag of $100 billion. The plan involved creating 4 brand new man-made islands. The developers, Country Garden, promised a smart and green city. Imagine a place where traffic is relegated to underground tunnels, leaving the surface world a paradise for pedestrians and cyclists. The master plan included everything a modern society could need, including space for corporate headquarters, sprawling shopping malls, and even its own immigration checkpoint to streamline travel. A championship golf course designed by the legendary Jack Nicklaus was one of the first things they built. The ambition was to create a new economic engine for the region, a hub that could compete with global financial centers. For a while, the world watched in awe as this dream began to rise from the sand and sea. With a blueprint this grand, the marketing had to be even grander. Forest City was sold not just as a property investment, but as an entry ticket into a utopian lifestyle. The primary target was mainland China's rapidly growing class of wealthy investors. These were people with newfound money who were eager to secure their wealth, educate their children abroad, and own a piece of paradise. Country Garden launched a massive marketing blitz across China, setting up opulent showrooms in major cities. Potential buyers were flown in on chartered jets for lavish, all-expenses-paid tours. They were greeted with champagne, treated to 5-star meals, and chauffeured around the pristine, manicured grounds. The sales pitch was incredibly persuasive, tapping into a deep desire for a better, safer, and cleaner life. Promotional videos showcased a fantasy world come to life. They depicted happy families strolling along sun-drenched beaches, children laughing in state-of-the-art classrooms, and young professionals collaborating in sleek, modern offices. The visuals were always perfect, crystal-clear turquoise water, impossibly green landscapes, and stunningly beautiful people enjoying luxury. This was a carefully crafted narrative of escapism, a promise that you could leave crowded, polluted cities behind for a permanent vacation in a tropical haven. It was an incredibly effective and alluring message. The financial incentives were a huge part of the appeal. Forest City was designated as a special economic zone with duty-free status, meaning residents could enjoy tax-free shopping. The properties were presented as a can't-miss investment opportunity. Buyers were told their property values would skyrocket. Furthermore, Malaysia's My Second Home Visa program was heavily promoted, offering long-term residency to foreigners who purchased property. This made it seem like a seamless package. Buy a home, get a visa, and start your new idyllic life in the sun. It was a simple, powerful promise that resonated with thousands. The connection to Singapore was another key selling point. Forest City is located just across the water from the global financial hub. The marketing emphasized this proximity, suggesting residents could enjoy lower cost of living in Malaysia while having easy access to Singapore's high-paying jobs. They spoke of a new bridge and seamless commute, painting a picture of a cross-border lifestyle. The slogan was essentially, live in a resort, work in a metropolis. For a brief period, the strategy worked wonders. The sales offices were packed, and apartments were selling fast. The dream, it seemed, was being successfully sold. The vision for Forest City was explicitly global, aiming to create an international community. The architecture and planning were deliberately neutral, designed to have broad international appeal. The official languages were to be English and Mandarin, reflecting its ambition to be a bridge between East and West. This international flavor was backed by endorsements from the Malaysian government and the Sultan of Johor. It was positioned as a key part of Malaysia's economic transformation plan. They built the Shattuck St. Mary's School and a golf course to attract a global population. The intent was clear: to build a city so full of amenities that the world would have no choice but to come. Ultimately, the dream was to create a city that transcended borders, a place defined by its futuristic ideals and luxurious lifestyle. Forest City belongs not to Malaysia or China, but to the world. It was a beautiful, ambitious, and incredibly expensive idea. But this dream would soon face a series of harsh realities. The dream of Forest City began to fracture in Beijing. The engine that powered its rise, capital from mainland Chinese buyers, was about to be switched off. In 2017, the Chinese government erected a financial Great Wall, limiting money leaving the country. The easy flow of cash slowed, leaving the project exposed. For Country Garden, this was catastrophic. Sales centers grew quiet, and jets sat empty. The investment artery had been severed. The grand vision collided with national economic policy, and the vision was losing. The project was designed for a customer who could no longer buy. The developers had made a colossal bet, and that market had just been taken off the table. The boom was over. Just as Forest City was reeling, the COVID-19 pandemic brought global travel to a halt. For a project reliant on international movement, this was near fatal. Malaysia closed its borders. The trickle of potential buyers was extinguished completely. Construction sites fell silent. The pandemic froze Forest City in time. The silence was profound. The city was utterly deserted. The pandemic exposed the project's deepest vulnerabilities. It cannot survive without a constant influx of people and money. Forest City had no local economy to fall back on. The dream of a bustling metropolis felt more distant than ever. The pandemic had shattered the momentum. The global appetite for massive, dense urban projects had waned. Forest City felt like a relic from another era, a symbol of isolation. With the international market closed, the only hope for Forest City was to appeal to the local Malaysian market. This revealed a fundamental flaw, a misunderstanding of its host country. The luxury apartments were priced far beyond the reach of the average Malaysian. For the people of Johor, the gleaming towers might as well have been on the moon, creating a deep sense of disconnect. Locals viewed Forest City as a foreign enclave, offering few jobs and unaffordable properties. The project failed to integrate, standing apart as an inaccessible world, breeding resentment. The lack of essential infrastructure made the sales pitch even harder. A city is more than just apartments and a golf course. It's a living ecosystem. Forest City had very few of these. The project built thousands of homes without creating the community fabric that makes a place livable. The vast, empty city stood as a monument to this miscalculation. The developers had built a product nobody could buy or get to. The boom gave way to a bust, sealed by a lack of local integration. The result is a paradox. A city full of luxury homes that are now among the cheapest rentals in the world. Because a home is worthless if there's no one there to make it a community. The first thing you notice when you arrive in Forest City isn't what you see, but what you don't hear. I'm standing in the middle of what was designed to be a bustling city square. In any other city in the world, this space would be filled with the sounds of life. But here there is only a profound and overwhelming silence. It's a quiet so deep that it feels like a physical presence. This silence is the soundtrack to everyday life here. It follows you everywhere. It's a peace that is both serene and deeply unsettling. But as the hours stretch into days, the silence begins to change. It's the sound of absence, the auditory footprint of a million people who were supposed to be here but never arrived. The stage is perfectly set, but the actors are missing. It is a beautiful, lonely, and deeply strange experience. At night, the silence is even more absolute. It's in these moments that the scale of the emptiness truly hits you. It's the sound of loneliness itself. To grasp Forest City's surreal emptiness, I toured its public spaces. The main shopping mall gleams, but its halls echo with silence. Storefronts vacant, escalators running for no one. The beach is pristine, the pool untouched, lounge chairs never used. A resort frozen in time. The Jack Nicklaus-designed golf course is immaculate, yet golfers are rare. It's a luxury amenity without an audience. Even playgrounds are untouched, swings still, sand unmarked. A city built for joy but devoid of life. Forest City is a showcase of perfect empty spaces, beauty waiting for a heartbeat. Living here feels like sharing space with the ghost of a city. Smart infrastructure hums for a phantom population. Streetlights, Wi-Fi, security gates, all automated, all serving almost no one. Motion sensors light your path through deserted lobbies, making you the sole focus of a city built for thousands. The few residents, digital nomads, retirees, port workers, enjoy peace but battle isolation, forming fragile communities. Forest City is a marvel of planning, but it lacks the energy only people bring. It's a reminder, cities need more than technology and luxury. They need connection. Here, that's the one thing missing. The paradox of Forest City is its price. Luxury living for less than $200 a month. Brand new, fully furnished apartments with sea views, pools, gyms, and security, all at rock-bottom rents. Utilities and high-speed internet are cheap, making a comfortable life possible for under $300 monthly. The oversupply has created a renter's paradise, drawing in the curious and the priced out. The silence and emptiness become selling points. Peace, space, and tranquility. For many, the question isn't why it's empty, but whether they could call this ghost city home. I visited a digital nomad's apartment, 25th floor. $1 million view, all for the price of a nice dinner. The unit is modern, comfortable, and quiet. Amenities are top-notch, but neighbors are almost non-existent. Daily life is routine work, swim-cook long walks on empty beaches, and infrequent grocery runs to distant towns. It's a luxury resort lifestyle, but the silence can be overwhelming. The peace is real, but so is the isolation. For $200 a month, you get comfort and solitude, a bargain for some, a burden for others. Would you thrive in this gilded cage? For digital nomads, Forest City offers unmatched peace and focus. No noise, no crowds, just space to think. The low cost of living frees up time and money, making financial independence more attainable. Fast internet, modern apartments, and resort amenities create a comfortable, productive environment. After work, you can swim or run along deserted beaches, luxuries unattainable elsewhere at this price. And with Singapore just across the water, global connections are within reach. Forest City is a unique blend, deep seclusion for work, and a world-class city next door for play. Every silver lining in Forest City has a dark cloud. The most glaring issue is the crushing social isolation. There is no real community to speak of. The peace and quiet can quickly curdle into profound loneliness. You absolutely need a car to survive here. The simplest errands require a significant journey, The very thing that makes the place unique, its emptiness, can become its biggest psychological burden. It's like living in a luxury resort with no other guests. It's a trade-off that asks you to sacrifice community for affordability and tranquility. As a long-term home base, the risk of loneliness is immense. Is the price of peace worth a life lived in a beautiful, empty echo chamber? Just when Forest City seemed destined to be a cautionary tale, a new chapter begins. This lifeline comes from the Sultan of Johor, an early supporter. He has renewed his commitment to reviving the city. The Sultan has proposed a bold new plan, a special financial zone. This would grant Forest City unique economic privileges. The plan includes tax breaks, streamlined business licenses, and long-term visas for skilled foreign workers. This is a pivot towards becoming a hub for international business, technology, and finance. It's a strategic move to change the city's fundamental purpose. The hope is that this intervention can succeed where the market failed. By creating an irresistible economic environment, the government and the Sultan hope to generate the gravity that Forest City has always lacked. The question remains, is it too little, too late? Forest City is trying to build itself backwards. It built the final stage first, and now it's trying to attract the people needed to make it work. Success hinges on creating a sense of place. The city will need to foster a genuine culture by encouraging small, independent businesses. There are small signs that this might be starting to happen. These early adopters are the true pioneers of Forest City. Their survival will be the true test of whether this revival has a real chance. Can a government-led initiative truly manufacture a sense of community? The hope is real, but the path forward is long and uncertain. The city is waiting, once again, for its people to arrive. So here I am, at the end of my journey, standing on the shore of Forest City. I look across the water at the distant skyline of Singapore, and then back at the silent, futuristic towers behind me. This place is a story of immense ambition, a $100 billion dream of a perfect city. The dream is still palpable here, in the sweep of the architecture and in the sheer staggering scale of it all. The dream collided with the hard realities of global economics, national politics, and a worldwide pandemic. The result is not the dream itself, but its echo. A beautiful, haunting echo that reverberates through deserted malls and silent residential towers. Forest City has all the physical components of a modern utopia, but it lacks the most crucial ingredient: the messy, chaotic, beautiful energy of people. The silence here isn't just an absence of sound, it's an absence of life. Forest City is a city of staggering contradictions. It's a masterpiece of modern planning disconnected from human reality. It boasts a world-class golf course that few people ever play on, and a luxury beach club where the only guests are ghosts. It was designed to be a bustling hub, yet it remains isolated. It was too expensive for locals, and now offers some of the cheapest luxury rentals on the planet. For under $200 a month, you can have a life of incredible material comfort. But this offer comes with a heavy cost. You trade community for solitude. You can't pour concrete and expect a soul to grow. A city's heart is born from the countless interactions of the people who call it home. Forest City is a lesson that a city is more than its buildings. It needs a heartbeat, and that is the one thing money simply can't buy. And so we come back to the question that started this whole journey, the question I now leave with you. Forest City is a beautiful dream frozen in time, an echo of a future that never quite arrived. For $200 a month, it offers a tempting escape. A chance to live by the sea, to work in peace, to step away from the relentless pace of the modern world. It offers a view, a pool, and a quiet place to think. It's a paradox in concrete and glass, a place that is both a spectacular failure and an unbelievable opportunity, all at the same time. It asks you to make a choice. What do you value most? Are you seeking a sanctuary for deep work? A temporary retreat from the world where you can be incredibly productive? If so, this might be the paradise you've been looking for. The affordability is undeniable, and the peace is absolute. For a few months, or perhaps even a year, it could be a transformative experience. A chance to save money, focus your mind, and live a life of simple, quiet luxury. It's a proposition that holds a powerful, logical appeal for a certain kind of person at a certain time in their life. But if you crave community, if you thrive on the energy of others, if you need the spontaneous joy of a bustling neighborhood, then this beautiful cage might become a prison of loneliness. Would you be okay living in a city built for ghosts? Would the stunning view from your window be enough to compensate for the empty streets below? Could you find happiness in a place where the silence is the loudest thing you hear? It's a deeply personal question, and there is no right or wrong answer. It all depends on what you are searching for. For me, I leave with a sense of awe and a touch of melancholy. I'm grateful for the silence, but I'm ready to return to the noise. Forest City will stay with me as a beautiful, strange, and unforgettable place. A city of ghosts, waiting patiently for life to begin. So I ask you one last time, would you live in a ghost city for $200 a month if it meant ocean views and total peace? Drop a comment below. I'd love to know what you think. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this story with someone else who dreams of a different kind of life.